So let's get to North Korea. Fox News military analyst General Jack Keane is with us. Now, General, the president has invited the Philippine President Duterte to the White House. Duterte is a known extrajudicial killer. I take it that he's coming to the White House so that the president can build a coalition against North Korea. Is that what's going on here?
Well, it's part of that, but also China's been trampling on our interests and our allies' interests, you know, in the South China Sea, in the Western Pacific, and all of those allies have certainly lost trust and reliability in the United States during the Obama administration. So I think this is all about renewing that relationship and make certain that the Philippines as a country knows that the United States has interest there, and we're going to back them up. And that was not taking place by the Obama administration. I think it has less to do with this particular individual and more to do with the country itself.
Do you believe that China now backs up the United States and we back up China to stop North Korea developing that missile with a nuke on the top?
Yeah, absolutely. We've got three vectors that we're pursuing from U.S. policy dealing with North Korea. One is the diplomatic, and we have largely given that role to China. We put all of our eggs in that basket, to be frank about it, and because they think that they'll have some impact on China and be able to get them to stand down. It remains to be seen whether they'll be successful or not. The second thing is economic. We got a stable of sanctions against North Korea that we'll be unveiling, and we also have some likely against China if they fail. And then the third one is what we've discussed a number of times. The president has put back on the table a military option. And because that military option is on the table, it strengthens the diplomatic hand that the Chinese are using.
And you are in no doubt, and the president is leaving no doubt, that if push comes to shove, he will use the military in a military fashion on the Korean Peninsula, right?
Yeah, that would actually mean war, but if the North Koreans had weaponized ballistic missiles and they put them in launch capability and we knew they were going to launch them, no president would be able to withstand something like that. We cannot depend on defensive missile defense to take that missile down in flight with a nuclear weapon on it. We've got to take it down before it takes off.
But suppose it was just an intercontinental ballistic missile. We don't know that there was a nuke on the top. Will we still shoot it down?
No. And we've not shot down any of these missiles using kinetic munitions. Obviously, these missiles have been falling out of the sky rather strangely and periodically, and about half of them have failed. Speculation, wide speculation here in Washington, that that's due to our cyber offensive capability, and I agree with that. That's probably what's been happening.
This is the 6th anniversary of the killing of Osama bin Laden. What has changed on the terror front since then?
Well, it's remarkable because the al-Qaeda organization has been revitalized and is thriving. It is the #1 Syrian opposition force standing up against the Assad regime. They've grown dramatically in size in Syria. And the other thing, since that death, we have had ISIS. ISIS came on the stage in 2014 when it invaded Iraq. It grew to an organization of 30,000, and it has expanded into 30-plus countries where it has organizations that either directs or inspires and motivates. So the world of radical Islam has morphed into a global jihad. It is considerably more dangerous than the anniversary date when we killed bin Laden back in 2011.
20 seconds. Can you tell me that you are a happy ex-4-star general with this administration?
I feel better about this administration than I felt in some time. When it comes to foreign policy and national security, they are on the right path, in my judgment.
General Jack Keane, 15 seconds on it, and that was excellent, sir. Thanks very much indeed for joining us. Always a pleasure. General Keane, thank you, sir.